used when we did our concert the other night with the orchestra. And so actually it needs awakening because it had all that humid air on it, and so it's actually hard for it to grasp. That actually already feels better. That's better. Poco forte, so it doesn't have to be super, super expressive here because there's a crescendo at the downbeat of the next bar, and then there's a forte in the downbeat of the next bar. Looking at it. So this is a nice part in the piece. This is definitely melodic writing, so it's more in the belted out bassist nature. So that is great. But it's only poco forte, so we don't want to give away everything all at once. So this nice warm sound is Brahms. And then almost acts like an appoggiatura with this being the descent, and then resolution. So and then. Good. Poco forte only. Crescendo, 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 and then let it go to the forte. And the gesture here is di-da-da. It's actually contrary motion to what the di-da-da. Yes, to thematic material, but I'm not going to go into that. But this, you want to lean on that, and then have the next 16th notes. I always say music is always going somewhere or coming from somewhere. So this is a great example where this pulls away, and then we go towards. And then we go towards. So let's try that again. So pull away, and then go towards. Then pull away, so and then go towards. And then good. So in this building, I have to use my practice mute because I don't like to bother my neighbor so much. But I will take that off just for a second, just to give you a sense of what that's like. So we've talked about the poco forte at the beginning, the crescendo in the next bar. The other thing is just the complexity of sound. Like this, we want to have, it's very cantabile, so we want to actually have a nice singing tone here. And then, as I said, it sounds much better without the mute. Have that lean. These are not super legato, they're line dots. It's not, that's very, to me, strange sounding. Tradition has this a little more détaché. And these are staccato notes, but staccato doesn't mean like you're going to play them like, I mean, it's not like some kind of light Offenbach. And then and we want a crescendo going down to the A sharp for all kinds of reasons. One, the whole orchestra kind of goes to that moment, goes to a dissonance. It shows direction. It's a great way to end this excerpt. So we want to have this weightiness to all the notes. Again, so this is bar 54. 54, the eighth notes. This thing, that length, nothing too long. 2, 3. fingering for that. So for me, what helped just now is I think of the first gesture as its first 3 notes. And then add the next 2 notes. So, because if I try to go, which is what I was doing, because I'm just playing this more or less as a warm-up, my brain was kind of combining all the notes instead of thinking about them in sections. So that's a very Joe Conyers thing. I'm very much segmented in all the thoughts that I have, and honestly, in fingering and bowing, it's always very kind of, they're always pattern-based. So if I can segment something, instead of thinking about the whole passage, which could be a whole lot of notes and be very confusing and very difficult, what I do is actually focus on, okay, there are 7 notes here. So let me just isolate that, because I was having an issue with that string crossing. So, okay, now I can play that, isolate it. And then that up bow on the E string, which is a fat string, so I'm gonna have to make sure I really scoop underneath that note to get it. So now I can think the 3, then scoop, and then it gets easier. So again, still don't like that E. There we go. So the other thing that's really easy to do, because the notes on the upper string are so much thinner and easier to play, I have to make sure I don't move the bow speed too fast on that E, because I might actually miss it. So talking and playing at the same time is hard. So I'll try it again. So, and then. So if I just slow the bow speed down, I'll probably have more success. And I don't have to play as heavily. If I back off, then I can show that direction. And that's just one way with this excerpt. So, yeah, there you have this Brahms 2 middle excerpt. This is like I'm starting bar 51 to bar 55. Okay, I'm gonna do a few run-throughs and just see where this lands. And I'll probably start, I think I might be ready for an Instagram video. Let's see how this goes. Polka forte, don't give it all away. Saving the bow, save the bow, save the bow, so I can. Forte. So one thing I haven't done is I haven't listened back. And I've mentioned listening back to the music, so I know how bad I actually sound, because it could sound horrendous. So what I'm going to do now is actually listen back, and I can even talk to you about what I hear when I listen back and what things I feel like I could do to make it better. Okay, so you're now looking up into the light, because I turned my lights on because I'm about to do my Instagram recording. And after listening to it, it's pretty good. It's not bad. I just have to make sure I'm sitting in my rhythm better, that's for sure. All my note lengths are equal, because I realize that sometimes some of my note lengths are equal. Like when I get to the, make sure those are all this, wrong bowing, but it's up. So that's the same, and that's probably why, because I start up bow. So it's very easy to actually screw that up. So those are all the same. And even, oh yeah, and make my timing here, off. So make sure I really hit the wait long enough for those. Good, and I think the end was fine. And then backing off, back off, and then let it go at the end. I think I'm ready to do this, and we'll see what it sounds like. Let me know what you think.